true author, like the great Dr. Malachi York was.
Cause I talk like Dr. Malachi York.
Then there was Dr. Malachi York,
consulted by the son of Malachi York.
Okay, thank you everybody. Welcome back to the Help Free Dr. York podcast. We're your hosts.
I am Dinsat Raye.
And I'm Shakur Ahedishu. And we appreciate you guys for supporting the platform and tapping in with us. And, please make sure you follow, at Free Dr. York on all the social media pages, especially here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, hit the bell, as well as on Facebook. This will be broadcasting on Facebook as well. Facebook, it's at Help Free Dr. York. And we really appreciate you guys, as this show is dedicated to the freedom of Dr. Malachi York, who is a basically African teacher in the United States. People are probably familiar with him through music, or you may already be a supporter of Dr. York. And the purpose of this show is to basically unfold more of the reasons Dr. York should be released, right? Who's continued to, persistently let the public know that he's innocent. He's, unfortunately currently in USP Florence AD Max.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit more about on this episode, because USP Florence AD Max, man, is, for those that don't know, that is basically the United States domiciled version of Guantanamo Bay.
Okay.
It's like, because Guantanamo Bay is where, I guess the place is Guantanamo Bay. I'm not sure where it's located, but it's a prison that they had their political prisoners in the United States, outside of the US, right? There's been a whole bunch of civil communities and societies and, talking about the violation of human rights that was taking place at Guantanamo Bay. But USP Florence AD Max is a similar version of that. And the interesting thing is we always talk about this and be like, Dr. York nobody died in Dr. York's case.
Right.
That's one. Not only did no one die, it's a very convoluted case, meaning that it's not cut and dry, right? So even for, the people that might be skeptical, so on and so forth, there is no physical evidence against Dr. York, meaning there was never any DNA evidence brought to the table. There was never any medical evidence brought to the table. There was never any video or audio or any of these things that would specifically, tie Dr. York to these alleged crimes. It was people that made claims that he did certain things.
Exactly.
That's it. So for him to be in, and then as for people that don't know, he was, the racketeering is the main charge, that really tied all of these other charges in, which was the transporting children for the intent, right, for the intent of sex, transporting minors across state lines. This is what he was charged with. The other one was structuring money, right? And then the other one, the most important, was the Mann Act, right? And I say most important because the Mann Act is a very controversial, law, right? Because the Mann Act, Jackie, Jack Johnson, is that his name? The boxer that was posthumously pardoned by Trump. This guy,
right.
Yeah, he was basically, it's a known fact that the Mann Act was used because initially it was black men that was dating outside of the race. You get what I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? Am I correct?
Right.
So
it had to with Little Richard. I mean, a lot of people from back then during them times, if you were found with a white woman, you would easily get arrested. And the boxer you're talking about, for him, he actually got given the Mann Act because of he was caught transporting the woman, and in transporting the woman, he got hit with the Mann Act, talking about white slavery.
Okay, there it goes.
So it became like a white slavery thing. So this particular guy, Jack Johnson, the whole case was these were things that was done during them times to segregate us from, white women. And Little Richard, he explained it so much so it became a thing for him. That was one of his way to get get back at the racists or the bigots or what have you, was to date outside his race to show how much the women loved him. You
Wow.
know what I mean? Little Rich or whatever the case is.
Wow.
He used to say that they would purposely stop vehicles to make sure the white women were not in the vehicles, to the point where the charge would be called white slavery. So can you imagine black slavery, white slavery?
Right.
And with black slavery, how they used to rape our women. They would do certain things to our women as while they were in servitude. So for the white women to receive pleasure from a black man, it would be considered white slavery.
Right. And and obviously, at that time you get killed for, that's what happened with Emmett Till, the lies against him, just anything dealing with their white women. But they have always utilized sex to take down Black American, African American,
Right.
quote unquote leaders.
True author, like the great Dr. Malachi York was.
Cause I talk like Dr. Malachi York.
Then there was Dr. Malachi York, consulted by the son of Malachi York.